सबैलाई नमस्कार, म राकेश र TyataEssenceको अर्को भिडियोमा हजुरलाई स्वागत छ। Hi everyone, I'm Rakesh. Welcome to another video of
Have you ever
TyataEssence.
wondered what cryptocurrency actually is? You hear about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these digital coins, but what's really going on behind the scenes? Well, think of it this way. Cryptocurrency is a digital form of money, but it's much more than just internet cash. It runs on a special technology called the blockchain, which is like a giant, shared digital notebook. This system lets people send, receive, and verify transactions without needing banks or governments to be the middleman. It's a powerful mix of three key ingredients. First, you have cryptography, which is the science of secure communication. This is what keeps everything safe and sound. Second, there's decentralization, which gives power back to the people instead of a central authority. And third, computer science, which brings it all together to create a system built on trust and mathematics. So, cryptocurrency isn't just a new type of money. It's a whole new financial architecture built on code instead of traditional institution. You've probably heard of the big players like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, digital currency. Each of them brings a different flavor of innovation to how we think about money, contracts, and what it means to own something in the digital world. Here's a simple analogy to get us started. Traditional money is like a bank keeping all its records, its ledgers locked away in a vault. Cryptocurrency is like a giant shared ledger that's open for everyone to see. But this ledger is secured so tightly with cryptography that no one can cheat the system. It's transparent yet incredibly secure. Now, let's dive deeper and explore the core concepts that make all of this possible. Blockchain, cryptography, and decentralization. Understanding these three pillars is the key to unlocking the world of crypto. First up, let's talk about the blockchain. At its heart, a blockchain is the public ledger we just mentioned. It's a digital, distributed notebook that records every single transaction openly and transparently. Imagine a chain made of blocks. Each block in this chain stores a group of recent transactions. Once a block is full, it gets added to the chain, linking it permanently to the one before it. This creates an immutable chain of records. Mutable is a fancy word that just means it can't be changed. No single person or institution can secretly go back and alter the data because everyone on the network has a copy and can verify it. Let's use another analogy. Imagine a digital notebook that's shared among thousands of people across the globe. Every time someone writes a new entry in it, say, Alice paid Bob 1 coin, everyone else automatically gets an updated copy of that notebook. If someone tried to go back and erase or fake an entry, their version of the notebook would no longer match everyone else's. The network would immediately notice the discrepancy and reject the fraudulent change. This is the power of the blockchain. It creates a single, shared source of truth that is verified by the community, not by a single entity. It's radical transparency. Next, let's look at cryptography, which is the lock and key of the cryptocurrency world. Cryptography is what secures all the transactions and ensures that only the rightful owner can access their funds. It uses complex mathematical algorithms to protect the entire system. When you use cryptocurrency, you get two important things: a public key and a private key. Your public key is like your bank account number or your email address. It's an address that you can share with anyone so they can send you funds. It's public information. Your private key, however, is the complete opposite. It's like your password, your PIN, or the physical key to your safe. It is top secret and you should never, ever share it with anyone. Only the person who holds the private key can access and move the funds associated with its corresponding public key. This makes ownership mathematically provable. You do not need to show an ID or rely on a bank to prove the money is yours. The possession of the private key is the proof. Think of it like this. You have a transparent mailbox that everyone in the world can see. People can look up your address, your public key, and put mail or money into your mailbox. But only you have the unique key, the private key, that can open that mailbox and take out what is inside. This system is incredibly secure. Even though everyone can see the transactions happening on the blockchain, only the person with the private key has control over their assets. It's a beautiful balance of transparency and personal security. Finally, let's talk about the third pillar, decentralization. This is perhaps the most revolutionary concept of all. Traditional finance, the system we all grew up with, depends entirely on centralized authorities. We rely on banks to hold our money, credit card companies to process our payments, and governments to print our currency. We have to trust these middlemen to act honestly and keep the system running smoothly. Cryptocurrencies flip this model on its head. They operate on peer-to-peer networks. This means that, instead of one central server or authority controlling everything, the network is maintained by thousands of participants all over the world. These participants, often called miners or validators, work together to confirm transactions and add new blocks to the chain. This collective effort eliminates the need for trust in a single party. You don't have to trust a bank CEO or a government official. Instead, you trust the code and the consensus of the network. The system itself is designed to enforce honesty. Here's a final analogy to wrap your head around decentralization. Imagine you're trying to run a company, but you decide to do it without a CEO or any managers. Instead, every employee has a copy of the company's financial books. When a new deal needs to be approved, every single employee independently verifies the details. The deal only goes through when a majority of the employees agree that it's valid. In this system, it's impossible for one person to make a fraudulent transaction because they would be immediately outvoted by the rest of the group. That's essentially how decentralization works in crypto. It's a system of checks and balances run by the community, for the community. So, to recap, cryptocurrency is a digital asset secured by cryptography, recorded on a transparent and unchangeable blockchain, and managed by a decentralized network of users. It's a technology that is fundamentally changing how we think about money, trust, and ownership. It's not just about getting rich quick. It's about building a more open, transparent, and fair financial system for the future. We've only scratched the surface today, but I hope this gives you a solid foundation for understanding the world of crypto. There's so much more to explore, from smart contracts to NFTs to decentralized finance. If you found this helpful and want to learn more, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's demystify it, starting with the OG, the king of crypto, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, or BTC, burst onto the scene in 2009, created by the mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto. Its goal? To create money that's free from government or bank control. To keep its value, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins, which helps prevent inflation. So, how does it all work? Bitcoin runs on a system called proof of work. Imagine a global competition where people, called miners, use powerful computers to solve incredibly complex math puzzles. The first one to solve the puzzle gets to add the next block of transactions to the blockchain. As a reward, they receive newly created Bitcoin and transaction fees. Think of it like digital gold digging. Instead of shovels, miners use computational power. When they successfully mine, they uncover new Bitcoins. This process makes the network secure and transparent. Because Bitcoin is scarce and censorship resistant, many see it as digital gold, a safe place to store value in the 21st century. Next up, we have Ethereum. If Bitcoin is digital money, Ethereum is a world computer. Launched in 2015 by Vitalik Buterin, Ethereum, or ETH, expanded crypto's horizons. It's a programmable blockchain, meaning developers can build applications directly on it. Unlike Bitcoin, Ethereum doesn't have a hard cap on its supply, but it does burn some coins, making its total supply dynamic. How's it different? Instead of just sending money, Ethereum allows you to write code that automatically executes when certain conditions are met. These are called smart contracts, and they cut out the middleman in everything from lending to insurance. Ethereum recently upgraded to a system called proof of stake. Instead of miners competing, validators are chosen to create new blocks based on how much ETH they've staked or locked up in the network. This is far more energy efficient. A great analogy is this. If Bitcoin is digital gold, Ethereum is the digital electricity that powers a whole new world of innovation. It's the foundation for DeFi, or decentralized finance, NFTs, and much more, completely changing how we think about ownership and collaboration online. But what if you need speed? That's where Solana comes in. Launched as a next-generation blockchain, Solana, or Sol, is built for insane speed and scalability. It can handle tens of thousands of transactions per second with super low fees. How does it do it? Solana uses a unique combination of proof of stake and a new concept called proof of history. So this proof of history system timestamps transactions before they're bundled into a block. This allows the network to process many transactions in parallel, instead of one by one. If Bitcoin is a slow and steady train, and Ethereum is a busy city grid. Solana is a high-speed bullet trains leak, fast and built for mass adoption. It's pushing blockchain technology to a level where real-world applications, like gaming and high-frequency trading, become practical and affordable for everyone. Now let's zoom out a bit. Crypto world isn't just about coins like Bitcoin or Ether. We also have tokens. What's the difference? Coins have their own blockchain, while tokens are built on top of existing blockchains. For example, USDC is a popular stablecoin that runs on Ethereum. It's pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar, offering stability in the volatile crypto market. Think of it this way. Coins are the native currency of a country, like BTC in Bitcoin land. Tokens are like the apps or loyalty points that run on that country's economy. You've also probably heard of NFTs or non-fungible tokens. These are unique digital assets stored on a blockchain, things like art, music, or even event tickets. Each NFT is one of a kind, and its ownership is verifiable. It's like owning an original signed painting in a digital world full of infinite copies. NFTs are what make true digital ownership possible for the first time. And what's the magic behind all this? Smart contracts. These are the brains of decentralized applications. They're basically agreements written in code that execute automatically when specific conditions are met, all without needing lawyers or any other middlemen. Think of a vending machine. If you put in a coin, you select your snack, and the machine automatically dispenses it. A smart contract works just like that. If you meet the conditions, the contract executes. No questions asked. From digital gold to world computers, high-speed engines, and the building blocks of a new digital economy, the world of crypto is vast and exciting. It's about so much more than just money. It's about building a more open, transparent, and decentralized future. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? Cryptocurrency isn't just about creating new money. It's about building a whole new system of trust for our digital world. By mixing advanced cryptography, decentralization, and complete transparency, it's completely changing how we think about exchanging value. And honestly, we're just getting started. Think about how the internet transformed the way we communicate. Well, blockchain is poised to do the same for ownership, money, and even our digital identities. From Bitcoin's role as digital gold to Ethereum's smart contracts that run themselves, and Solana's incredibly fast transactions, the crypto world is rapidly building the foundation for a future decentralized economy. It's an exciting time, and the journey is just beginning. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the future of technology.